Hey there, lovely folks of YouTube, Ren here. So I know I just did a garden tour video not too long ago for the beginning of May, right around Beltane. I wanted to do another one, just a quick one, mainly just to talk about what's blooming right now, because this is the time that my garden is really at its absolute peak as far as the number of things that are blooming. So let's take a look at that, and you can see some of my flowers that I have. So I'm going to start with this little guy right over here. He's in the shade right now. So once we get a little bit closer, then my camera will be able to see. So this is my Apothecary Rose. This is the Rosa Gallica officinalis. This, and there's some stuff that needs to be pruned off that. But this is the rose that is actually used historically in medicinal purposes. So it is a very pretty rose. Like, it's still a rose. It, you know, it looks very nice. Incredibly fragrant. Has that real, true, old-fashioned rose smell to it. Now, traditionally, when you harvest this rose, like all these flowers that have already opened, they're too far gone. This is what you harvest right here. This little flower bud that's just starting to open. You basically just pinch it. It's hard to do with one hand. There we go. Pinch it right at the base and pick that just like that, and then you dry this. I'm sure you are familiar with the expression from Shakespeare, gather ye rosebuds while you may. This is it. You have to gather these rosebuds while you may. It means not only while you're able to, but also during the month of May. So, at least for me here, you know, I'm sure similarly, you know, in England. So, you can see just the little sort of panorama view here of all this stuff here. So this is the part of the garden that's really, really going bananas right now. So just starting here on the end, of course, we have my blackberries. These are in the rubus, but they're in, I think they're in the Rosaceae family, which is the rose family. A lot of things are in that rose family. It's a big family, so apples are in there too. So, but you can see they have that sort of, that flower to them, and that's pretty characteristic of that family. Just a little miniature, you know. This is covered in flowers, which means that in another month or so it's going to be covered in berries. Of course, next to it here I do have one of my two shrub roses. This is the Pemberton Penelope shrub rose. Because it's pretty sunny right now, most of the flowers are that white, sort of ivory white color with the golden center. And the buds are a little bit washed out, but you can kind of see. On an overcast day, when these buds open, they're actually more of like a coral pink color, and they get kind of bleached out by the sun into that white. Here's one you can kind of see in the middle here. A little bit. That one's a little more pinky still. So, but yeah, it's actually really nice on an overcast day. Coming out here and just seeing these roses that are all still that nice pinky blush color. Kind of an interesting how it color changes too. You can see one of my little salvias under here is starting to bloom as well. This is just salvia that I got at the Lowe's. Nothing special. This guy is blooming here too. This is my Festiva Maxima Peony. So you can see nice big white flowers on that. Occasionally you'll have the, let me see if we see any in here. I'm not seeing any in this one. Every once in a while there'll be little pinky red stripes in there, and you can kind of see on that bud there a little bit. There's a little red stripe on that one. So that one might have a little bit of a red striping on it. This is another one that, again, here's one. This one's got a little red stripe on it there. It's mostly white, but with those little red stripes in it. Very characteristic of that cultivar. This is another one that also, you know, tends to get kind of washed out in the sun, so you see more of the red stripes when the flowers open when it's overcast, but it's been pretty sunny lately. I do have my little pink peony over there, of course. No flowers on it this year because I just transplanted it this year. Hopefully next year. Here's my other Penelope rose over here. Unfortunately, the one that we missed was the ebb tide. That one's already bloomed. If you want to see what that one looked like, that's on my Instagram, so check that out. That was a gorgeous one. Nice purple flowers. Really, really neat. The rue is blooming. Rue has a really interesting flower to it. Just kind of cool. It doesn't really look like anything else. It's just a neat looking flower. This is another one that's blooming that's really fun. That is my arnica. I'm pretty sure I have to look back into my notes, but I'm pretty sure that's an Arnica chamasonesis. It could be the Arnica montana though. I'm pretty sure it's the chamasonesis though. Anyway, this plant is super poisonous, believe it or not. One of its common names is leopard's bane. So yeah, if it can kill a leopard, it can probably kill us too. So don't eat it. All right, you can see the foxgloves are really at their peak right now too. So I have one, like I said, these are all just kind of free seeded, so they just seed themselves, and I never quite know what I'm gonna get. So I actually did get this one here this year. This is a white one, but more commonly they're the more purple color like that. So just as luck would have it, I had a white one this year. Lots of little foxgloves growing up in there. The foxgloves keep kind of moving out away from the elder here, but you know, they're moving out where there's more sun, so I understand that. Speaking of the elder, look at the big flowers on that. This one's got a leaf over it, but there's others down in here. So this is also blooming. This is the black lace elder, of course. There's more flowers that are blooming or getting ready to bloom. I usually will take some of those flowers and make an elderflower cordial, which is yummy. We have a few flowers just starting on my comfrey here as well. So that one's really popular with the bees. Now interspersed with it, the comfrey is the purple flowers. These little white flowers, that is my valerian, which you can also see here and here and here and here and here. That one is just kind of flopped over. Valerian, I don't know. I love the smell of it. The flowers are a little more spicy and a little less funky than the roots are. But I don't know. The smell of valerian doesn't bother me, but some people are super offended by it. This is a very potent smelling plant. Like this plant, I don't know. Let me see if I can get you some perspective. So this is where the plant is. And probably about 15 feet away there is the door to like my back patio door. Where I usually have that screen door open when the weather's nice, and I can smell the flowers when I'm sitting inside the house through that door. It's pretty impressive. So I have to apologize. There's a few things that got trampled here because I had workers out yesterday to fix up some stuff in my crawl space with the new crawl space door there. It also means that my pond is currently not operating because I need to replace the outlet that it was plugged into. I was actually running an extension cord through the crawl space door to power the pond, and I can't do that anymore because of the new door. So, but there's a few. Is there a few? Well, there's one thing. There's another valerian popping up over here, but I do have this rose as well. This is the only time of year that this rose looks really nice. I did not plant this rose. This rose came with the house. This is not even the original rose that was here. I'm pretty sure that this is Dr. Huey. Dr. Huey, of course, is a rose that was used as a rootstock rose for a lot of the commercial long stem roses. It's not usually grown because like it looks pretty right now, and then it just like it's really susceptible to black spot, and like it'll only bloom this one time a year, and then all the flowers will fall and all the leaves will fall off, and it looks ugly as sin. However, the one thing that it does have going for it, it is super hardy. So hardy, in fact, that I have tried to dig this rose out at least 6 or 7 times, and it just keeps coming back. I can't get rid of it. So I've just given up, you know. I'm just kind of like, okay, you know what, you stay here, whatever. It looks really nice at this time of year. When it's done blooming, I'm just going to cut it back pretty severely, and then it'll just keep doing its thing for next year. I've given up on trying to dig it out, but I do at least try to prune it to keep it in check, because it'll get ridiculous otherwise. So I think that's everything that's blooming for the moment. This guy is oh so close. Oh so close. That's my meadowsweet. I'll give you some more information on that one when it does bloom. We'll talk about it. And then of course, you know, I still have technically I have the sepals for the flowers and the hellebores. I'm waiting for those seeds to ripen, and then I'm gonna harvest those seeds and cut them all off. But yeah, it's a neat time. One of my favorite times when everything's blooming here. Just gonna give you one last shot of all those flowers. There we go. Well, that's all I have for you today. Hope this video finds you well, and I will see you again soon.